station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News
The
Now.
autonomy of our own city-state government is crucial in order to make sure that the city-state that we live in functions.
Now at 6 on DC News Now, Congress attempts to control DC laws again. We are live with the House vote on a policing bill in the district as it now heads to the Senate.
Plus, Fort Totten's park shuts down for several hours for an investigation into suspicious items. What investigators are saying tonight.
And lots of big sales in DC sports. The latest offer for the Nats for $2 billion. Our sports director tells us if this is just the beginning.
And good evening, everyone. I'm grateful to see you talking about a good amount of sunshine. Now we're on this upward trend. Daytime highs back in the middle 80s tomorrow, and then we're headed for 90 degrees. I'll have your full forecast coming up.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 6. I'm Tasmin Mahfouz.
And I'm Annalisa Gale filling in for Chris Flanagan. Breaking now, the U.S. House of Representatives just overturned a DC policing bill following a vote with several Democrats breaking rank and siding with Republicans. Our political and government reporter Leonard N. Fleming has been asking people about Congress's action.
And he also talked with the DC Police Union president, who says the bill has actually helped fuel crime. He joins us live in the studio. So, Leonard, this is a historic moment, but it's not good for elected leaders in the district.
That's exactly right. With 229 yes votes, DC's police reform bill is no more. Congressional Republicans say they took action to keep DC safe, given spikes in crime. And they say the policing bill hinders police recruitment. DC officials say, leave DC alone.
Progressive policies from the D.C. Council continue to hamstring district officers and needlessly place them in unsafe situations.
This is Kentucky Representative James Comer, just before he and other congressional Republicans wiped away D.C. Council's police reform bill. In the name of fighting crime, congressional Republicans, with the help of a few Democrats, rejected the district's efforts to reform the police department, a rare action of interference. D.C. Police Union President Greg Pemberton is opposed to the bill holding officers more accountable because it's hindered recruitment efforts.
We've lost 500 police officers. This can all be attributed to the anti-police language that's in this bill.
On the House floor today, Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton of D.C. says problems with police recruitment have little to do with the council's reform bill.
The difficulty law enforcement agencies across the country have with recruitment and retention predate the police reforms enacted after the killing of George Floyd.
Some D.C. residents like Cooper Rumrill don't think Congress should be meddling in district affairs.
We've already, put together legislation that our elected officials agree with. Autonomy of our own city-state government is crucial in order to make sure that the city-state that we live in functions.
Maya Budo of D.C. has concerns about the GOP interfering in district affairs.
People living here should have representatives who represent them, and they should have their own rules.
While admitting it's a slippery slope to have Congress meddling, Pemberton says this is needed to help fight crime.
Unfortunately, we were left with no choice. I would prefer to not be in front of Congress asking them to intervene in district law. Unfortunately, for the past 2.5 years, we have met with every city council member, met with their staffs, and what we've been told at every step of the way is that we don't belong as in part of the conversation.
President Joe Biden has reportedly threatened to veto the GOP measure, but he also did that with the Republicans' rejection of D.C.'s criminal code revisions, but did not act. Reporting in the studio, Leonard N. Fleming, DC News Now. Back to you.
Thanks, Leonard. And just into the newsroom, the D.C. Police Union applauding Congress's action tonight. In a statement, Chair Greg Pemberton says, quote, today's bipartisan passage is a resounding rejection of the D.C. Council's action that never received the support or signature of Mayor Bowser in the first place. That quote goes on to say D.C. residents deserve better than the reckless policies enacted by Chairman Mendelson, Councilmember Allen, and their misguided colleagues.
And more reaction tonight. D.C. Council Chair Phil Mendelson said the vote's no surprise, but still unfortunate. Quoting him here, he says that it's incredible that Republicans think accountability is anti-police. Last I checked, D.C. residents want good cops.
Also breaking this afternoon, the Supreme Court has temporarily extended access to a controversial abortion pill. The court now says they'll decide on mifepristone by Friday night. The Biden administration and the maker of the drug has been pushing for justices to reject limits on the drug's use, which were imposed by the lower courts. We'll have much more on what this means in the fight for abortion access at 6:30.
And we have an update tonight on crime in the district. The data you're about to see comes from the DC website.
That's right. It shows overall crime is up 25%, property crime is up 29%, and violent crime is up 4% compared to this time last year. For violent crime, there is currently a 25% increase in homicides, with 65 so far this year compared to 52 this time last year. Sex abuse is up 48% with 49 cases right now compared to 33 as of April 19th of last year. Assault with a dangerous weapon is down 1%, and robbery is up 3% from 741 on this day last year compared to 763 this year.
All right, so let's talk about property crime. Police report burglary is down 17% to 279 cases as of today compared to today last year. And motor vehicle theft is up 105% to nearly 2,000 compared to 972 last year. Thefts from a car also up to more than 2,200. That's an 8% increase. And all other thefts are up 24% to more than 3,500. All right, we're following some breaking news right now. Prince William County Police are investigating a shooting in Triangle, Virginia. We're learning that one woman was found. We don't know the extent of her injuries. Police right now, they're looking for a dark-colored sedan, possibly a Hyundai, with Maryland tags. Of course, we'll bring you updates and online on DCNewsNow.com.
And right now, there's still no word on what a National Park Service employee found Tuesday that forced the shutdown of the area around Fort Totten and the metro station.
Yeah, the employee found a suspicious package along a stretch of Farragut Street right near Fort Totten Drive, and that's less than a mile away from the Fort Totten metro station. And we find our Dave Lavon with us tonight.
Dave, lots of tense moments last night for a lot of people. What's the latest that you have for us?
Good evening, Annalisa and Tusmeen. What we can tell you is this is the area where the employee found those two suspicious metal canisters yesterday. The road has since reopened to traffic through here along with the rest of the park. The U.S. Army took the canisters to Marine Corps Base Quantico to try and find out what's inside them. As for the people who use the park, they're just glad to be back in it.
Yeah, they love to come and hang out at this park.
Justin Hoy and friends relax at Fort Totten Park.
I love this park, and I think it's a great place to visit.
That was not the case Tuesday. Emergency responders converged on a stretch of Farragut Street. A National Park employee found two metal canisters, which forced the closure of much of the park, including the metro station.
And I'm not worried about it per se, but I guess there is always a chance that you could stumble across something that might be dangerous.
I feel calm. I don't feel in danger at all.
Clinton Price lives and works across the street from where the canisters were found.
I know, I guess growing up in the city, I've seen a lot of more dangerous things than that. I mean, like I run this store, I've been robbed like 8 times, so gunpoints, I mean, this really don't make me afraid to see this.
The canisters are the first discovered in the park in nearly 3 years. The Park Service found an empty World War I era canister along the Fort Totten Trail back in July 2020. It turned out to be empty. That prompted the Park Service to examine the area around the trail for additional metal canisters. They found none.
I'm not really afraid at all. I figure they're going to find it, clear it up, be done.
The National Park Service advises visitors to stay on the Metropolitan Branch Trail and the grassy areas of the fort itself. Do not use unofficial trails through the woods. We're live at Fort Totten Park. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
All right, let's get a check on the forecast. What a glorious day today. Don't you guys just love this view?
Yes, Chief.
I'm feeling this whole vibe. I am feeling this whole, I love it as well, and I'm loving all the sunshine.
Yes.
Hopefully you've been outside today. Temperatures warming back up, a good amount of sunshine. Let's check out what is happening across the DMV. You can see kind of a slight haze out there. So we do have a few clouds that are lingering around, but I think today, wall-to-wall sunshine, kind of a repeat situation of what we've been dealing with just the last couple of days. A very quiet weather pattern remains across the DMV with limited storms that are currently in place. You do have high pressure out towards the Carolinas. That looks like Wilmington area. So if you are headed down to the Outer Banks, man, prime time looking forecast here, even into Richmond, D.C. So some of that high pressure wants to continue to lift to the north and east as we go into tomorrow. We do have some severe weather that we are watching this afternoon across the Quad City, but mainly we're remaining on the quiet side from St. Louis all the way into Atlanta at this point. High temperatures this afternoon warming up quite a bit. Look at you, Lorraine, into Woodstock, 81 to about 82 degrees. The district in the middle 70s. Folks, we're at Wednesday. Tomorrow afternoon, back into the 80s, and so we're going to continue to watch temperatures across the district warming up. Guys.
All right, Janessa, thank you. So there's been a lot of buzz surrounding new ownership of the Washington Commanders.
And new tonight, we're learning another professional team in the DMV received a multi-billion-dollar bid to buy the franchise. Our sports director, Derek Forrest, has been following this for us now with all developments.
Yeah, so Derek, we're learning that the Washington Nationals now getting a big offer. Is it really going to happen? What are we learning there?
Well, not exactly, because honestly, this offer happened last year. We're just kind of getting some new information, and there's multiple layers to this story. Last year, the Lerner family decided they were willing to explore the option of selling the team, getting a number of offers, including a bid from Ted Leonsis, who owns the Washington Capitals, Wizards, and Mystics. This is something we knew last year. Now, the Washington Post is now reporting that the price tag of the proposed offer to the Lerner family, $2 billion, which is what Forbes estimates the Nationals to be worth. Now, the report also notes it's not clear whether the Lerners rejected the offer or did not respond to Leonsis. What makes this whole thing tricky, regardless of who is looking to buy the team, are the TV rights with MASN, the broadcast partners for the Baltimore Orioles, also holding rights with the Nationals. This was part of the deal when the team returned to D.C. Now, the organization has been looking to separate themselves from MASN for years with no end in sight. So without their own network, it makes it hard for an owner to come in and buy the Nationals because the team isn't receiving its own revenue dollars from TV deals. While Leonsis also expressed interest in buying MASN, according to the Washington Post report, the Orioles said MASN is not for sale.